show. That's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks, to a John's in a good mood. Notre Dame just beat the crap out of Caleb Williams and USC, and I am excited to talk about an edition of the Always Irish, not miserable for once show. Listen, it's rare that John's in a good mood. Don't bring me down. Just let me run with this one. It has been a taxing month for my brain, for my emotions, for my sanity. The victory pimp chain was collecting rust in the corner of the studio. It's just good to be back. This is exactly what Notre Dame needed, and I love it. So thank you for being here. As always, you can find a program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it, okay? Give the video a thumbs up. That helps me as well. Notifications on that way you alerted every time John drops an episode. The way this year's going for Notre Dame, you're never going to know whether I'm going to be really, really happy or really freaking upset. What a fun call-in show, man. 312-988-15 on the live post-game show. You could just hear the joy in people's voices. These people that follow this show love Notre Dame so damn much. It is just the most beautiful thing, and it's all genuine, and it's from the heart, and it's just, and we live it, and we die it, and we ride it, and we fly it, and we sink it, and we just ride with all this stuff. It was just really good to hear all of you guys happy. Like, life's too short, man. We need some happiness. I was just glad to get back to that and to hear how excited everybody was. Instagram, Facebook, Always Irish Inc., USA Today, Fighting Irish Wire. Read all about it. Link to the store in the description. Go get yourself a shirt. I don't have the chains available yet. I'm working on it. All right? Okay. So first things first, and I kind of already mentioned, but I'm going to again. The call-in shows are getting really good. We're getting a lot of big numbers, a lot of donations, a lot of new callers, a lot of people wanting to call in, and the lines are busy. It's exactly what I wanted this to turn into, is the place to go after Notre Dame game to hear what the fans have to say. Good, bad, happy, sad, glad, whatever, in the middle, whatever it is. So that is going great, and I really appreciate it. And I got to say thanks to Pat. Like, he's my road dog on this, monitoring the chat, keeping track of different numbers, things that we're trying to do. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get into this. Here's the first thing. Sorry, I'm bringing up some stats. This is the exact game Notre Dame needed. This is the exact game Freeman needed. This is the exact game result all of us needed. This may be the exact game result some recruits couldn't earn in that department either, by the way. Like, the roller coaster that has been Notre Dame the last few weeks. You know, the Duke win was just so taxing and exhausting. It almost didn't feel like a win. It felt better than a loss, but it didn't fully feel like a win. You were coming off the Ohio State misery at the end, and then you barely squeaked by Duke, and then you had the nightmare against Louisville, and it was just a matter of like, what the hell are we going to get? What the hell are we going to get against USC? Nobody knew. Are they going to come ready to play? Are they done and they're going to lay down because they're worn out after 7 in a row? What are we going to get? And those guys came out and they played fired up. Fired up. Al Golden, tip of the cap to you, sir. Xavier Watts, have yourself a night, Sonny. Like, you just love it. You love to see it and you love to be it. It's exactly what we needed. Now, first things first is that defense, hats off to you guys all night. Good job. Like, I want to go over some of these numbers. It is, I mean, if this isn't Caleb Williams' worst game at USC, I don't know what would be. Anybody else holding him under to 20 points? Under 200 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Rushing the ball, they had 37 for 103. You give up under 200 yards passing to Caleb Williams, and you give up 103 rushing, and Caleb Williams had -8. Now, I understand that's the sacks take out of that. Dude, that might be about as good of as a defensive performance you're ever going to see against this guy and how good he is. They beat the shit out of this dude. They beat the shit out of him. I put a tweet right before the game, like 20 minutes before it started, and I said, I really hope Notre Dame takes out all of the big picture frustration of the last 3 weeks and all of the stuff that didn't go our way. We didn't make the right play or whatever it was. I said, I hope they take all that frustration and aggression and pent up anger out on Williams and USC and hit them and hit him again. And then when they get up, hit him again. And when Caleb gets up, you hit him again. And when he's throwing the ball, you hit him. And when he thinks he's going to turn the corner and dog walk you and do all this shit, hit him. Notre Dame did that all night. Notre Dame did that all night. The plan to defend Williams last year, it was either a bad plan or badly executed or both. This one was neither. Great job. Great job. The other thing is, Notre Dame came ready to play. Like, I know it's at your house at night. It's probably should be theoretically easier to come ready to play in the comforts of your own building at night and all that. This team had every reason to lay down, and you knew right away, a couple plays into this game, you knew right away, Notre Dame's here to play tonight. We got ourselves a ball game. I'm so impressed with the defensive performance. Here's the other thing I like about that. Notre Dame's offense is not good. Quite frankly, they're not good at football. Like, our offense is, it's not great. Okay? You have some personnel limitations that are always going to impact you with the wide receiver situation, but there's just a lot of stuff that isn't all clicking. That's an issue. This defense said, if we got to Clemson this thing and do what we need to do to just make sure we get this win, because we absolutely need this win, the same way they did last year against Clemson, fine. Like, I want to credit that defense for being like, whatever, the offense isn't doing enough. We're refusing to lose. And they got pressure. They got turnovers. They got havoc plays. They got tackles for a loss. They did all that stuff that they didn't do in the games that we lost. Even if the defense hung in there against Ohio State and against Louisville, they weren't making enough big plays that changed the outcome. You know, an interception and you run it down to, you know, into the red zone and all that. And it was like the defense was just, we're not losing it. And if we got to do it all, we got to do it all. The other thing is, you got yourselves a special teams play. You got a touchdown out of the kicking game. Like, it was just good to see the other units here pick up the slack, because that defense the offense is a struggle. Okay. Everybody else picked it up and whatever, we're going to make our plays, Xavier Watts, whatever. It's just beautiful to see. 199 yards passing for Williams, and they only had 103 yards rushing. That is, when's the last time somebody defended Caleb Williams' offense that well? Man. Unbelievable. Michael Jackson, the third, is their leading receiver. 51 yards, whatever, bro. Like, good job, Michael Jackson. Woo, woo. Whatever, bro. Like, Michael Jackson, the third there, he can have his 51 yards. Notre Dame got what they needed. It was the win, baby. It was the win, baby. That's what we needed. So congratulations to Michael Jackson there, but it wasn't enough. You didn't moonwalk your ass into the end zone. So just a great defensive effort. And man, here's the thing. USC special to Notre Dame fans. It's just, they're the one opponent we play every year where you just feel like they represent every single thing that we're against or we're the opposite of. Way of living, style of life, just the whole LA thing and the SoCal and it's materialistic, it's surface level, it's shallow, it's fake, it's cutting corners to get ahead, it's LA, it's Hollywood, it's all that bullshit that we hate. It's all of those values that are the opposite of how Notre Dame people like want to think of the world. Or maybe not all Notre Dame people, but me. And it's just, they represent everything we're against and everything that we try and be different of. And when we play this game, it's important that your values win out the night. Like, I'm sorry. I know some of you are going to be like, dude, values, it's just football. What do you mean? But it's a representation of it all on that field. And it's just important to me that Notre Dame's way of life and the way trying to do things the right way wins out. On the football field, in the classroom, in a boardroom, in society, in your family, whatever it is. It's important that our side wins out on that war. And we did tonight. We did tonight. And that means the world to me. And so, really Clemson-y feel from last year with all this, the way it played out. Defense and special teams, crowd into it, weird weather. It was literally the Clemson game again. Playing an undefeated team, but one that's leaking oil, and you know that if you do the right things, you can knock them down a notch. Man, it was just so needed. And I could see the relief in Freeman's face. I could see the pressure on him and how much he knew that they needed to get this one. And it's just, man, it just makes you proud. It makes you proud of the boys. Knock USC down a notch. All those NFL scouts, I was seeing the tweets in the media saying, oh, the NFL scouts from this game and this team and this team are here looking at Caleb Williams. Maybe you should look at some of our defensive guys then. So I love that all the Bears people there looking at Williams, whatever. Yeah, you got a good look of us kicking the shit out of the guy all night. Write that down in your little notes about Caleb Williams, that the Notre Dame guys were on top of him all night. I'm sorry. USC represents everything that I hate in my life. It's important that we win this one. As for the offense, they're still bad. But the good news is, bro, the offense is just not good. There's no rhythm. There's no flow. There's no one thing leads to the next. There's no, it's just kind of like pulling teeth to get anything done. I don't know how you make rhythm. I don't know how you manufacture that. I was kind of hoping Hartman could do that, but it doesn't look like he could just jumpstart that on his own. 13 of 20, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. It was good enough to win. But that's not the numbers you're imagining of Sam Hartman being here, what it should be in these games. Rushing, 125 yards. We didn't exactly tear it up on the ground either. But you combined all the things you did good on defense and you ended up making this work. How about the kick return, bro? All I do is complain about special teams. I'm mad you let Branch even have a chance to do anything. Every single media person all week leading into this game said, don't kick it to Branch. You're a moron if you kick it to Branch. Never even give him a chance. Don't kick it to Branch. You kicked it to Branch. Like, bro, you kicked it to Branch. But here's the most important piece, I think. When USC did things to try and get back in this game, scored their first touchdown and scored their first touchdown, get the kick return, the big kick that. Notre Dame came right back with the big play. Like, that might be, other than the defense overall, that might be the most important part of this is, other than the guy showed up ready to go, didn't give up on the year, didn't give up on Freeman, lay down and play dead. That's out. They did not. They fought, and they deserve credit for that. But the next most impressive thing was when USC did make a play, got back in the game, or made it closer, Notre Dame came right back. That's when you got the Tyree bomb after USC got back in the game. Then they get the big kick situation and then score, and then we do it, and then we get ours. Like, that's big-time game-winning, big game-winning football. Responding. They make a play, you make a play. They make a play, you make a play. It was just beautiful. It was just beautiful. Let me look at something else I wanted to look at on here. Man, I mean, the receiving for Notre Dame, bro, it's rough treading, dog. Chris Tyree had 2, Rico 1, Evans 2, Stays 2, Faison 2. So look at this. Look, this is blowing my mind. Look at the guys on that list. Chris Tyree, the converted running back, wide receiver. Rico had 1. Evans and Stays each had 2. They're tight ends. Jordan Faison didn't even come to Notre Dame to play this sport, and he's got 2. And then you have Payne, Estime, Ford, and Price all with 1. You ain't getting real-life production out of this wide receiver situation. And you made it work for tonight, and you got through this. And you deserve credit for that, because there's just not a lot to work with when that's the situation. People are hard on Bertrand a lot of the times. 11 tackles. Xavier Watts making plays. Like, dude, that's what it takes to win games like this. Guys to play out of their head and make big game-changing plays. And that's what Notre Dame did. Man, I give them a lot of credit for that. 3 interceptions. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. 99 yards on the punt return. Oh, man. What a good night to be a Notre Dame fan. And the other thing is, too, I realize this doesn't change the result from Louisville. And it hurts more now that they played crappy and got beat by Narduzzi. And it doesn't undo Ohio State. Nothing can undo those. The best thing you could do is what we did tonight. Beat your rival by a lot. Beat the Heisman Trophy guy by a lot. Beat these wannabe hot shots by a lot. It was just needed and well done. But you can't change any of those games before. All you could do is what we did tonight. And now here's what you do now. You take a sigh of relief. Now you're in the bye. Now you could get healthy, get your legs back under you, take a breather, just kind of recalibrate. The toughest teams you were going to play, you're all done with. Now, I know Clemson's going to be a tough game on the road at their place. That is going to be a tough game no matter what. But your toughest windows and stretch of games and all that, you're done with that. This one was the one that was going to say, all right, is 10-2 still on the possibility here? Or are we looking at 8-4, 9-3, something worse? Now you could get into that bye with the momentum of this win, get healthy, get your legs back under you. God knows, I hope a part of what they do is figure out how to run a real offense the rest of the way. You need a week of this 2-week break just to look at that. Because whatever you're doing, it sucks. Not good enough. So you need to get in the lab and really work on that offense. See if you can come up with 1.5 a month before you play again. But what I mean by this is this was a big moment because it keeps 10-2 New Year's 6 alive. And then the schedule is favorable from here on out. Now you have the bye. Then you have Pitt at home. Good way to come out of a bye. Tough game at Clemson. Then you have a bye. And then you have Wake and Stanford. So you just made it through the toughest parts of all this. And you got this big rivalry win. You got to end up 10-2 now. You got to get that offense to be better, and you got to end up 10-2. Salvage this whole thing, end up 10-2. That's the best you could do, and it looks totally reasonable from where I'm sitting right now. So, just a relief, just a major relief, and a good night to be a Notre Dame guy and a Notre Dame fan. We all needed this. The players needed it. Freeman needed it, and we all got it, damn it. We got it. So, I'll be honest with you guys. I need the bye week. It has been a long journey. The first 4 weeks were fine. This month's been a long Notre Dame journey doing these call-in shows and the emails and the direct messages and everything going on. I need the bye. And just to give my mind, give it a little break from this. But man, what a good night for Notre Dame Nation. And personally, this brand is growing and I love it. I love every single person who wants to be a part of this group, ride this wave together. So thank you to everybody that calls, everybody that donates, everybody that does all that stuff. There's no show without you. Go Irish and enjoy this bye. We need it.